Hey everybody, it's David Leland. Welcome back to San Diego Sports Insight. Here to preview San Diego State Aztecs basketball. The round of 64 matchup tomorrow evening against the Syracuse Orange. The Aztecs are the 6th seed in the Midwest region. Syracuse is the 11. The Orange went and led by Hall of Fame coach Jim Boeheim went 16-9 with a 9-7 record in the ACC. Most of the schedule, most of their wins, nothing to write home about, but they did have some good wins against two ACC teams that are also in the tournament, that being Virginia Tech and Clemson. They heated up towards the end of the season, including a down-to-the-wire loss to a ranked Virginia team in the ACC quarterfinal, so this is not going to be an easy matchup. Obviously, a well-coached team with a legendary coach in Boeheim. In their tournament team, they come to play in March. But numbers-wise, I think this looks good for the Aztecs. Our offense is 102nd in Division I out of 340 teams around. We are averaging 74.1 points a game, 102nd in Division I. The Syracuse defense, not nearly as good as your typical Jim Boeheim team is, just 191st in the nation, allowing 70.7 a game. The Syracuse offense is actually the strength of their team, unlike most Boeheim teams. They rank 70th in the nation, averaging 75.8 points a game, but our defense is top 10 in the nation, 8th at 60.6 points allowed a game. And anybody who watches Syracuse basketball knows that they are known under Jim Boeheim for their zone defense. So how do you beat the zone defense? Shoot them out of it with three-pointers. We got that. We got guys in Jordan Shackle, Matt Mitchell, Terrell Gomez and Adam Seiko that can knock down threes. That mid-range jumper by the free throw line, we got guys who can knock that down too. That's a good shot for Mitchell. Even Mensah can make some of those as a big guy. And another thing you can do is Trey Pulliam's really come on late in the season, and his shot's that little floater. So if Pulliam can get through the middle, through the soft spot in the zone, put up some of those runners he's been making as he's had during his really good second half of the season, then I think offensively we're looking good against them. Defensively, it's a bit more tricky than that. Their star player is actually Jim Boeheim's son, Buddy Boeheim, who averaged 17.1 points a game, 2.4 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game, 42.5% shooter, 37.3 from three, and 87.8 from the free throw line. And he really came on towards the end of the season. These are a couple games in March that he had in March. On March 1st against North Carolina, he scored 26. And he had a great ACC tournament, scoring 27 against North Carolina State in the second round and 31 against Virginia in that aforementioned quarterfinal loss. So he's the guy we got to D up on guards wise and forwards. This one I'm not really worried about because Mensah and Tomajic did great against Keita, in my opinion, the Mountain West championship game. But they got a couple forwards who can play. Alan Griffin, 14 points, 6.5 rebounds a game, and he's a 37.2% free throw shooter. He can play. And Quincy Guerrier, 14.4 points a game, 8.8 rebounds a game. He doesn't have the range, though, just a 30.3 three-point shooter and a little under 70% from the free throw line. So he's not as much of an outside shooting threat as Griffin, but he's still a guy that we got to D up on down low. But at the end of the day, I think if the Aztecs execute, they should win this game by 5 to 10 points. They're 3-point favorites, which seems pretty fair. Good execution for the Aztecs, and I think they should win by 5-10 points. Not going to be easy against a Syracuse team coached by Jim Boeheim. Never is in March, but the Aztecs certainly have the talent to get it done if they execute and play good defense and grab the boards. All right, go Aztecs.